United States Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent reveals plans to discuss acquiring cryptocurrency for a national strategic reserve, starting with Bitcoin. Speaking to CNBC ahead of a White House meeting with industry leaders, Bessent stated that seized crypto assets will be the first to enter the reserve, with further acquisitions under consideration. He emphasized that while Bitcoin is the initial focus, the initiative aims to establish a broader cryptocurrency reserve. The move signals the Trump government's growing recognition of digital assets and financial strategy in national reserves. But what impact could this have on African economies whose youthful population have a growing adoption of digital assets? Now, join us this morning to speak in this. We are joined by CEO Alpha-Geek Technologies Blockchain and Digital Assets Innovator, Seun Dania. Well, welcome to you, Seun Dania. Thanks for joining us on the news.
Good morning, Venga. It's a pleasure to be here.
Seun, the U.S. is considering adding Bitcoin to a strategic reserve. What does this signal for the global financial system, and how could this impact African economies?
I'm extremely excited about this news, because this is no longer it's no longer a story. It's no longer whispers on Wall Street. It's no longer discussions within different forums about what Bitcoin is, if Bitcoin is. This is the U.S. government saying, hey guys, crypto is no longer a toy. This is a weapon, in the global financial game. Basically, so imagine Bitcoin sitting next to, gold, sitting next to other, reserves that the U.S. government is currently using, which is basically gold, the U.S. vault. So it's basically taking a jab at inflation. It's a big sign that's telling today that we are the boss. The U.S. government understands what the global financial game is about, and now they've seen the significance of Bitcoin in everything, and they want to ensure that they are on top. Let's not forget that the U.S. is still one of the biggest country where mining activities are going on, while other people are clamping down on Bitcoin mining because they understand what the power is about. So they're telling everybody, they're telling all the governments, telling the whole world that, see, crypto is legit, and we need to get all the banks involved, we need to get all the hedge funds involved, and everybody. This is no longer sitting on the sidelines and watching. Now let's zoom into our own continent, Africa. It's not without the fact that Nigeria is one of the biggest adopters of blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies across the world. Nigeria, we're already the king of crypto. So I believe that, people are already stacking Bitcoin. People who have been dealing and trading in Bitcoin. Basically Nigerians trade Bitcoin all day, every day. Our volumes are huge,
But the government
for us is that this is.
But the government in Nigeria seems adamant to adopt this technology. The regulators seem to be scared of it. How do we overcome this and make it mainstream?
Pretty much, I think the government the current administration has been warming up to it. Let's not forget that they've taken out that embargo on the financial institutions for providing, but they put out some rules. They've also, the SEC is currently, they currently set up a framework, and there's the current regulatory incubator that is ongoing for digital currency projects. However, it is slow, and I can understand that because it's because of the technical gap, the knowledge gap for the regulators and the mainstream. So I think what the government needs to do right now, in the last UNGA General Assembly, there was a side session where the IMF and the IOSCO, they were talking about how governments need to adopt and need to regulate cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology as soon as possible. Now, what the government needs to do is, they can't do it on their own, because we know that there's that knowledge gap. They need to call the industry stakeholders, they need to sit down, set up councils, set up committees, work with the central banks, work with the Ministry of Finance, work directly with the presidency, have our own Bitcoin reserve strategy, have our own blockchain plan, roll it out. I know NITI already come up with something back in the day, but this is now where we need to, because the fact that the US government is coming out to adopt this fully, other governments are going to, follow suit. And it is important that Nigeria, being one of the major adopters, we also need to change that position to be the architects of this technology, because we have the knowledge, we have the young workforce, we have the young tech-savvy people. This is the time for us to, also make sure that we have a seat on that table when we're discussing global financial power, and as it relates to cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin in a nutshell.
Thank you very much, Seun Dania, for your valuable insights as always. We do appreciate it. Thank you.